Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Math Rocks with Mr. Pierce. Today we are talking about division, specifically division of decimal numbers by a whole number using grids. Division of decimal numbers by a whole number using grids. And then once we're done, we will check using the standard algorithm. So here we go. First we have 1 4/10 divided by 2. So the first thing I need to do is I need to shade 1 4/10. So we have 200ths grids here. I will need to go ahead and shade one whole grid. That's going to be our 1. As always, I'm using blue. Blue is my favorite color, and it is simply the best color in the world. Okay, so there's our first one shaded, and then we need 4/10 of another whole. So one column is 10 squares, or 10 out of 100. That's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, and 4/10. Okay, I'm going to shade these a little darker so we can see it a little better. There we go. Now we are dividing by 2 wholes. So how can we do this? Well, let's see. We have, with this whole hundredths, we have 10 tenths. 10 tenths equals one whole. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths. So altogether we have 14 tenths. How can we divide 14 tenths into 2 equal parts? Well, I know 14 divided by 2 would be 7. We'll think about the decimal a little bit more later when we check it using the standard algorithm. So if I have 14 tenths, 2 equal groups would be 2 groups of 7 tenths. So let me count very carefully across the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About right there. So I think I have found my first group. And let me count very carefully. Left in this hole, I have 1, 2, 3 tenths. And then on the next hole, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths. 3 and 4 is 7 tenths. So I'll go ahead and circle my second group. So this is group 1. This is group 2. And in each group I have 7 tenths. So now we're going to check that using so we think we have solved our problem. 1 4/10 divided by 2 is 7 tenths. Let's check it using our standard algorithm. 1 4/10 divided by 2. Now this is very similar to dividing without decimals. The only change, the only difference is we're going to take that decimal straight up to the quotient line. First things first. Now how many times will 2 go into 1? 0. 2 does not go into 1, my friends. How many times will 2 go into 14? Well, 2 times 7 is 14. So then we say 7 times 2, 14. Could subtract and get 0. And we got 7 tenths. So whether we use the diagrams or the standard algorithm, both ways, 1 4/10 divided by 2 is 7 tenths. Okay, let's try a different one. Now we're going to try 1600ths divided by 4. Let me go ahead and shade 1600ths. I'll start with 1/10. That's 10. Now I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me make that a little darker. Okay, so you can see I have shaded 1600ths, 16 blue squares out of 100 squares. Now, how can I divide 16 squares into 4 equal groups? Well, 16 divided by 4 is 4 because we know the inverse, 4 times 4 is 16. So in each group, I should have 4 squares. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have 4 groups, and in each group I have 4 hundredths. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 100. This is a hundredths grid. So I believe our answer is 4 hundredths. We are going to check it using our standard algorithm. Here we go. We have 16 hundredths divided by 4. Notice, take that decimal up to the quotient line straightway. First thing, will 4 go into 0? No way. Will 4 go into 1? No way. But 4 will go into 16 4 times. Multiply, 4 times 4 is 16. Subtract, 16 minus 16 is 0. And we've checked our work and we've proven that our diagram is correct. 16 hundredths divided by 4 is 4 hundredths. That is our lesson for today. I hope this clears up some of the mystery surrounding dividing using grids. And I will see you next time.